So, welcome to the Audience Growth Podcast for the Instructor Podcast with Robin Bates, and as if by magic, joined by Robin Bates. How are we doing, Robin?
Hi, Terry. I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
I am always good, and I am really, really grateful that you are giving up your time for however many episodes we do. I think we kind of pencil in 5 or 6 to help the premium members of the Instructor Podcast grow their audience. But it's not just about audience growth, because, are you ready for this? Before you grow your audience, you need to know your audience. Yeah, it's good, that.
It's good. I like it.
I'm going to see if I can copyright that or somewhere. I've probably heard it somewhere. But yeah, so initially we were talking about looking at looking at growing Facebook and stuff like that, and we will get onto that. But it's like before we can actually grow it, we need to know it. So we need to work out who we're targeting. And so, we're looking at a bit of niche today. What niche are we looking for? So how can we decide who we want to work with? So I'm going to kind of throw that as pretty much an open canvas, because it's something that you've helped me a bit with before, or not just a bit, that's underestimating massively, helped me a lot with, is working out who your target audience is. So obviously I can help you some specifics for the driving instructor industry, but where would you start? Try to work out who your audience is.
Well, first off, we should probably explain what's even the point of doing that. There is a logic behind figuring out your niche. If you're aiming for everyone, it's going to cost you more in terms of money, time, resources to be able to promote and market at them all. Whereas if you know really specifically who you're aiming at, you can create content that appeals to them. You can create marketing that's interesting for them. You can spend less time, money, resources really appealing to a smaller segment, and you'll get more of them than the scattershot approach. So that's why we get really specific and look at your niche. And there's two different ways to approach your niche. We have the niche audience and we have the niche product. So, for example, I work with geeky entrepreneurs. That's my niche. Whereas for a driving instructor, your audience might be, for example, you enjoy working with anxious people, or there might be people who enjoy working with older people. There might be people who are better serving people within certain sectors of work, or genders, sexuality, or temperaments, or there's people who's going to want quite a laddie, football-y type. There's people who's going to want a gentle, calming influence. There's people who are going to want quite a strict, stern teacher. Or there's others who want a gentle, no, come on, you can do it kind of teacher. So those might be your different niche audiences. Whereas your niche products for driving instructors, there's going to be your standard driving lessons. There might be your intensive driving courses, your advanced driving courses. What else is there, Terry?
Again, it could be motorway lessons. It could be lessons at specific times of day. There's people that are only available in evenings. And I used to really like doing evening lessons, and I used to market that a lot, and I've changed recently. But I used to have loads of people coming to me specifically for evening lessons. So, and I think actually that's one of the things that made me realise this about sort of targeting your niche, because I rebelled against that for ages. I would try to catch everyone in my posts. And you're completely right. If you try and catch everyone, you'll probably hit more people, but you're not going to get as many people interested, and you're not going to work with a lot of them. Whereas if you target one section, you'll attract less people, but you'll have more success with those people.
Yeah, be the right people, the people who like you, know you like you, and want to buy from you. Work with you.
And I love using myself as an example for this, because I worked out, I've said it before, but I worked out that my average age of student is 27. And at the minute on my books, I've got something like 20 students, and it's either one or two of them identify as male. So, my students are 27-year-old females, and I don't go out and I don't go out and target 27-year-old females. So that sounds weird. But that's because of the way I put myself out there. That's, who I attract.
Yeah, like the way I put myself out there, I thought I was aiming at probably men in their mid to late 20s, but my audience actually skews a little bit older, and quite often we've got a lot of gender non-conforming people and female people who come and it's like it confused me at first, but then I realised that again, that message that I was putting out and the way I am makes me comfortable to work with for those people. It's interesting. So remember that if you do choose a niche, choose an audience, choose a product, it's not set in stone. And as you start to work and offer products and services and markets to your audience, you might realize that it's actually resonating with a different audience, or that the audience you're looking for might not even be on the platform that you are promoting on. The kids don't go on Facebook, folks.